So I take responsibility for everything. And I fall out of alignment every day, but not in a big way. If I fall out of alignment with Sharon, I catch it normally within about 5-10 seconds, and I just say, I apologise, it's me. I've sat at the computer too long, I'm a bit out of balance, and I bring it back. But then I look at Francis, I look at Columba, I look at Mandela, I look at all of these people that I really admire myself, and even at the level of sainthood, they were still falling out of alignment. But because there are massive temptations all the time to break the hermetic seal. And it's not like, Francis always said that the devil is a roaming lion and he's looking for people to manipulate. But I felt it's even worse than that. I feel as though it's like a hermetically sealed light bulb. The pressure is on the glass all the time. It's not like it's going, oh, Geoff's out of alignment, let's hoof our way through there. This pressure is against the glass all the time.
But if you have a lot of pain and the things that you do, the vices give you pleasure, then that's where addiction stems from.
Yeah.
We tend to kind of gravitate towards that because it makes us momentarily feel good. Whereas you've gone the opposite way and actually sat in discomfort.
Yeah,
but you've seen
the discomfort has been about getting rid of those parasites. Because when we allow vice in, this is what the law of the vampire is. The vampire can't cross your threshold, can't enter your door without your permission, but once he's in, you can't get him out again.
And what have been the benefits of sitting in that discomfort rather than going to the things that make you temporarily feel good, the vices, etc.?
Well, the vices, you lose your free will. You're a prisoner. You're absolutely a prisoner to those vices. You don't even know that they're not you anymore. You don't realise that you've been invaded by demons, by parasites. They're real. They're in you. So what you let across the threshold and you create a covenant with, it will bring some pleasure to the body, but you're imprisoned by it, and eventually it takes everything off you. It took my brother's life off him, took my sister's life off him, it's took a lot of my friends' lives off of them. A lot of my friends have ended up doing double life terms in prison because they've allowed these demons across the threshold, and then eventually they couldn't get them out. Some of them ended up being big drug dealers, and some of them ended up being murderers. And now they're in places where they are tormented by other demons every single day, working through people. So these things are real. So if you look at sexual pornography, or if you look at greed or any of the excesses, even if it's just food, when you let it across the threshold, you're creating a covenant with it. You're letting a being, a creature, or a parasite across the threshold. Why do you think so many people can't lose weight? Because it's not what they're eating; it's what they're feeding. There's something in them that they're feeding. So if you the reason people don't lose weight is because they don't want to see what that thing is. Because when it rises up, they've got to look at it. It might be an old scar, it might be an old sin, it might be an old perception, but they're feeding something. It's not what you're eating, it's what you're feeding. It's anything you take in through the senses is living. So you have to be very careful about what we're in covenant with. That's why spiritual fasting for me, when it gives me bliss, it means I can sit here and I'm just working under God's will all the time. I sit and write all day, or I'm reading, or I'm walking to the cafe, or I'm meeting somebody. But I'm in that space of spiritual work all the time, from when I get up in the morning till when I go to bed at night, all the time.